by the N&M Project, and let me just say that I am thrilled to see him producing music once more. I can definitely hear some Hammerfall influences in this creation, even without reading the description, but hey, if you're gonna be influenced by something, be influenced by something good, am I right? Who doesn't love Hammerfall? This is quite the worthy addition to my Angelic Music to Helldive 2 playlist. Rock on, N&M. I have always been a huge fan, and I will gladly and eagerly promote any other Helldiver music you produce from here on out. There were some unfortunate losses to report from within the TQZ today with the loss of Heeth earlier this afternoon, and High Command was quick to remind us, through an official memo no less, that enemy forces staged their attacks on our planets from an originating planet. What they're trying to say is that attacks on both Angel's Venture and Cirrus will be shut down should Heeth be retaken. However, the Helldiver Corps at large seems to have ignored this advice in favor of Angel's Venture as the target for the next counterattack. Well, what can you really do? This is why I simply report on the news instead of attempting to guide the Liberation Fleet to the targets I desire. Even the Galactic War Channel, famed for his Ace Combat-style briefings, which are absolutely stellar, and you should go check them out, linked in the description below, gave the advice of make best speed to Heeth. However, to little avail. Let's do some number crunching here, just to prove a point. Galactic War has a little shy of 9,000 subs, and yes, I would kill for those numbers, not that I'm jealous. Just, okay, yeah, fine, a little, but that's beside the point. What I'm trying to get at here is that if Galwar managed to get his entire subscribed viewer base to go and attack Heeth, that's still only about 40% of the base that's currently hitting Angel's Venture right now. One planet. The sad fact of the matter is that our might as newscasters is not so great. So I leave the strategic decisions to the likes of the Silver Command of the Freedom Alliance, the Ghost of Tivit of the Hellraisers, or that god among men with a voice like melted butter, Commander Rod of the Roughnecks. As I said before, I just report on what's happening and enjoy the show. Speaking of which, during a drop on Heeth this morning, I encountered General Brash himself during an asset extraction mission. His combat performance is exactly like you would expect, and even though I was working an HMG turret a fair distance away at the time, I am fairly sure I saw him punch a charger in the face and suplex it. Because of my turret-based defense approach, I did manage to score more kills than him, but I am certain the good general saw me trying my best and decided to let me gun down more Terminids than he could beat to death so that I would have a good story to tell the rest of the Liberation Fleet. Obviously, with General Brash and the Radio Angel working in tandem, and that's one heck of an action 80s movie poster right there, just enjoy that imagery, our team completed the objective and extracted with little issue. Once back on the Super Destroyer, the good general left our strike group for another operation that desperately needed his skills. I tell you, listeners, that man absolutely lives up to every last ounce of the hype. Yeah, and apparently he approves of my independent anti-Ministry of Truth perspective, because he could have killed me so easily it would not have been funny, but he didn't, so yeah. Now, I am sure a good number of you are shaking your heads over my rash decision-making and are saying things like, Pondera, you are not supposed to be helldiving. Your skeleton is barely holding together with strips of duct tape and warm spit. What are you doing? Well, what if I told you that I wasn't actually there? This is what I was talking about this morning. Frontline insertion shock troops made by my ship's AI when I was MIA. These are robotic facsimiles that can pass as helldivers without fail and can be remotely operated from a super destroyer using full dive neural interface, which is a headset that intercepts your motor control impulses meant for your body and relays them to a fist unit. As I said this morning, the technology that goes into these is really something. Each one runs on on a miniature E710 reactor, granting it a nearly inexhaustible supply of energy, though the capacitors in the extremities do tend to run dry after sprinting for a while, and the endoskeletal structure and armor plating are salvaged from automaton remains. Couple that with Illuminate biocomponents, notably their ultrafine muscular augment fibers, and you have a fine little weapons platform that fights and moves exactly like a Helldiver does, but at zero risk. Mercy tells me that this is what the automaton mainframe was trying to build with the jetpack brigade, but couldn't make it work. The resource and technology costs were outrageously high, especially considering the numbers the collective likes to field. But if you only need enough for small squads, like say, numbering between 4 and 20, they work just fine. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pondera the Radio Angel. With 2 days left on the clock, we might still manage a victory for Operation Farsight Breach, but it'll be close if we can't get a handle on the situation on Indra's Venture and Cirrus. Fight on, brave Helldivers, and coat the surface of these worlds in Icor and E710. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for Super Earth.